Quotes and orders can be created in various ways, including automatically from eBay or Magento and by importing spreadsheets. In this video, we will look at how to manually create a quote and then send it to the customer. You may do this when you need to enter a quote or order taken over the phone. I have a customer who wants to know how much a new washing machine with installation will cost. So I'm beginning a new quote from the sales menu. If the quote was for a new customer, I could create a record for them now, but I'm going to look at my customer using their surname. Click their name to begin a new quote. And here's the new quote. Sales are tracked through the sales process from quote to order to invoice using order statuses. We can see here that the quote has automatically been assigned the quote status as I've defined it in the sales settings. You can create your own sales statuses to fit your own workflows. If you're tracking inventory, you'll also be able to track the status through the sales process using 3 icons, which will be displayed just to the right of the order status. We'll see these a bit later on. So the quote itself is made up of the header section and then various tabs. In the header, we can see details of the customer, the mini tabs giving us details of their account balance, their credit limit, any open quotes or orders, and if you're using the help desk, any open tickets for pending requests or inquiries. We've also got various reference fields. You can learn more about these fields online with the Brightpearl support documentation. Search for sales order field references. I'm reporting on sales using channels, so I'm going to select phone as this is an order I've taken over the phone. You can learn more about these with the Brightpearl support documentation as well. And now I'm going to begin listing out the items on the quote. So the customer wants a washing machine and installation. The washing machine is already created as a product in Brightpearl, so I can look it up with the SKU or item name. As I begin typing, I begin searching my inventory. Select the item to add it to the quote. Since this item is stock tracked, it's an item I keep in stock, we can see the stock levels and the row is shaded green to indicate that it's currently available. It's also pulled in the correct price using the customer's price list and the tax code and sales nominal code from the product record. The customer only wants one washing machine, so I'll leave the quantity as it is. And now I'll add the installation. Click to add a new row, and although the installation is a service, I've also created it as a product in Brightpearl, so I can look it up. A service is a non-stock track product. I don't have anything to keep in stock, so the row remains white. Saving service items as products allows you to use consistent descriptions and means you don't need to remember prices or account codes. I want to add a few more details about the installation. I can enter those directly onto the description line. And I also want to offer this customer a discount. I don't have an inventory item saved, but I can enter a row manually. Make sure I select my discount nominal code, and for discount, entering a negative amount. One other feature worth noting is the batch add price list items link. This makes it really easy when you're creating large quotes and orders where you're adding multiple items, but this is covered in detail in another video. So I've added all my items to the quote. We can see the subtotal, the tax breakdown, and then the total for the quote. Before I do anything else, I'm going to save my changes. That's the quote saved in the system. We can see the quote reference in the top left, and we can now see these 3 sales order icons for tracking inventory as it progresses through the sales process to completion. These will update automatically, and you can learn more about these in later Brightpearl videos or online in the Brightpearl support documents. Search for sales order icons. Finally, I'm going to email the quote to the customer. Use the email print button, and we can see the quote using the default quote template is displayed on the screen. I've got my company logo, my company name, and the line items with the quote total and tax breakdown, and I can see my company details at the bottom of the quote. Templates can be edited, and if you use more than one template, you can select the one you want to use now. I'm going to email it as it is to the customer's email address. This is the email subject. I can enter any further comments or messages in the box here, and then I'm going to send it as a PDF file. Emailing the quote automatically updates the sales status, and we can now see in the notes and payment history that the quote has been emailed, and we have a link to the original document for future reference.